Joe, Old Firm Week, how do you view the challenge that lies ahead on Sunday?
Yeah, it's difficult. You know, I feel like we play Celtic quite a lot, so I feel like we have these chats quite a bit. We know what we're going to probably come up against. They've probably, you know, tapered out a little bit in what they do and how they play. Obviously, they've got players that can change that, and bringing Tash Flint in, I think, really helps them and their forward attacking play. She gives them a different threat, and they've managed to, you know, accommodate her within that setup. So that does look a little bit different for us, and it's something that we've managed to look at and work on this week. But as ever, again, I know I probably sound like a broken record, but we really do focus on ourselves because we know we've got strengths and qualities within our squad that can really hurt them. So, you know, as much as we do look at the opposition, we do a lot of work on ourselves too. And we've been out on the training pitch today and had a really good session, and hopefully we can take that into Friday's session as well.
You obviously won twice away from home against Celtic, both coming from behind. How much confidence can you just take from those two matches?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to not go behind to start off with. I'd love us to have that confidence at the start of the game, not take for us to go behind, for us to really step up and kick into gear. So, you know, that's something that we've challenged the players with. We know it's not easy. We know it's tough to come into these games, that the ones that matter, and the rivalry that's had between the two clubs. So we know it's not easy. There's a little bit of pressure on it. We know we've got the character to come from behind because we've done it previously. But as I said, I'd like us to really take control of the game. I don't think last time we deserved to go. Well, either time really, any time we played them, I don't think we've deserved to go behind in the game. I think we've been in control of those moments. So, you know, they're the things that we're looking at. We're looking to make sure that we don't go behind when we don't need to, and we take our chances at the other end and try to stay ahead in the game and really take the game to them.
And even from the sideline, how much have you enjoyed being inside that Old Firm environment? Yeah,
and you know, it's looked very different with the two different managers as well. So, you know, I try not to get caught up into that dynamic too much. I try to concentrate on my team and what's happening on the pitch. So, you know, it can look very different at different grounds and at different arenas and against different managers. But, you know, it's something that's exciting when you step up. You know, it's a big occasion. You know, it's a big game, and you know there's a lot on the line for it. So they're the ones that we want to play in. I just get as excited as the players do. Maybe not quite as nervous as they do because they're the ones out there performing it, and I'm very confident in my players. So those nerves that I used to have when I was playing have probably gone a little bit. So yeah, I've got confidence in them, and I look forward to these games. I think these are the ones that everyone wants to see. These are the showcase games. I think you look at our last semi-final against them. That was an unreal game. Just for the neutral, it must have been an unreal game. So these are the ones that we're looking forward to playing in, and we just want to keep performing well and trying to, you know, when we put on that shirt, really put on a performance.
And we're obviously now entering the league split. Obviously, it's a relatively unique concept. How much excitement does that give you heading into this fixtures?
Yeah, it's good. It gives us another thing to look forward to. As I say, no game's easy now coming into these fixtures. You look at it, and when you're playing a 3-game week, which we do have coming up, they're all tough games. And as I say, you feel like you play the same teams a lot of times, which can work in your advantage if you've got your nose ahead and in front. But you know, it also works for the opponents as well. They get to figure you out a little bit too. So we need to make sure that we're still evolving and we're still working and we're still putting the shift in. And I say it to the players, like, we're super confident in-house, and that's not arrogance. We don't, you know, we definitely keep our feet on the ground. We know we've not won anything yet, and that's the message that will continue to put forward from me. The players know that. The players know where we stand. But we're confident in what we can do, and we're confident and we know what we can achieve should we continue to do what we've been doing. So it's important for me to make sure we keep that consistency, keep performing in big games. I think that's the key, and keep trying to turn up and be brave and, you know, put on a performance that means we get 3 points at the end of the day.
We often speak about it being a squad game. We saw Sarah Ewens come into the squad last week. Again, that just shows how much contribution you need from everyone in the squad, doesn't it?
100%. I think it's so important. I've banged on about it all season now. It's a squad game, and you know the starting 11 isn't going to win us a league, isn't going to win us a cup or a double cup. You know, we've got to make sure that we utilising our squad, and the players know that they've got to train well. The biggest thing for me is giving the players rewards when they've done really well and consistently well. It's not just training well once a week and expecting to play. They know my expectations, and it's got to be a consistent performance level from them. They've got to, you know, train well day in, day out from a number of times now to be considered to put on that shirt. And I think the players that you see when they put on a shirt on a Sunday, they're ready for it. And we know that they've earned it, and they know they've earned it. So it's big for us to be able to use our squad and them know that we've got to turn up day in, day out to be able to put that shirt on a Sunday.
Just lastly, what qualities do you think is required as a player heading into a fixture like this?
I think we've got to have the mental capacity to be able to, you know, take the pressure. You know, we've got to realise that we've got our noses in front, and for me it's easy to do that and it's hard to stay there. I think we've got to know what it takes. I think we've got to probably take emotion out of the game a little bit. We've got to do what we do really well, and that's playing football, and that's using our brains, and that's making sure that we use every little bit of quality that we've got and bring it to the table. It's all good having it, but we've got to turn up on a Sunday and use it. So, you know, we've got to make sure we bring that on Sunday, and I'm sure we'll be fine.